Hello, my dear students. This is Samiullah Khan, senior grade lecturer from Government Giridhar Ramnarayan Institute of Commercial Practice, Government SJ Polytechnic, Bangalore. In this session, I will explain the concept of non-statutory duties of a company secretary. In the last session, we have discussed the duties and functions of a company secretary are classified under two heads. First one, statutory duties. Second one, non-statutory duties. Statutory duties means those duties which are mentioned are to be performed by a company secretary as per the statute, as per the law, or as per the act. Non-statutory duties are those duties which are vary from one company to the another company. These duties are arises due to the service agreement between company secretary and the company. Under the non-statutory duties, now the duties of a company secretary are once again subdivided as functions and duties in relation to directors, functions and duties in relation to shareholders. Till that we have discussed in the last session. In this session, we will discuss the continuity of non-statutory duties, that is, the functions and duties in relation to office and staff, functions and duties before and after incorporation of the company, functions and duties in relation to the meetings of the company. Yes, in this session is conducting with an object of to acquire the knowledge of company law and secretarial practice. Secondly, to acquire the knowledge and understand the duties and functions of a company secretary. Comes to the first duties, that is the functions and duties in relation to office staff. First one, the secretary is the executive head of the company, and as such he is an executive head. He is responsible for smooth functioning of the office work. Now it is the responsibility and the duty of a company secretary is that to maintain the smooth functioning of the office work. As such, the secretary is a executive head of the company. Next one, the company secretary exercises an overall supervision of the clerical activities of the office. Now in the office, the company secretary is an head. Therefore, he should supervise all the activities of an office. He divides the activities. He distributes the authority and responsibility of the activities which are to be performed in an office. Then he should supervise all the clerical activities of an office smoothly, efficiently, and effectively. The next one, legal and financial matters. The company secretary should take the legal and financial matters under his control directly, because these legal and financial matters are the most important matters in the company. Therefore, the company secretary has to take care of these legals and the financial matters. Next one, it is the duty of the secretary to see that all the departments are properly coordinated, controlled, and supervised. As such, he is an executive head of an office. Now in the company there are the various departments are there. Finance department, for an example, marketing department, human resource department, purchase department, sales department, etc. Therefore, as an executive head of the company secretary has to supervise, has to coordinate properly all the other departments of the company. The next one, The company secretary has to supervise, control, and coordinate the activities of the office. He has not only responsible for coordinating, controlling, and supervising the other department, but also as an executive head of the office, the company secretary has to coordinate, control, and supervise the activities within the office also efficiently and effectively. The next, he has to look after all the staff matters. As such, he is a head, he is a boss, he is a superior to the office staff. Therefore, he has to look after all the matters of the office staff. He has to be handle recruitment process, induction, promotion, transfer, transmission, remuneration of an office staff, disputes arises among the office staff, etc. Therefore, the company secretary has to look after all the matters relating to the office staff. Next one, he has to arrange and attend the meetings, conferences, and seminars along with the office staff. The office staff has so many grievances, problems are there, they have so many suggestions are there. Now all this can be now tackled face to face in the meeting. Therefore, he has to arrange the meeting, attend the meeting along with the office staff. In order to upgrade the office employees' skills, therefore, here the company secretary has to arrange the conferences and the seminars also. The next one, the company secretary has to handle the correspondence on behalf of the office staff. He has to record the routine work, incoming and outgoing mails of this office. The company secretary has to attend the calls, arrange the interviews, etc. on behalf of the office staff. The next one, the company secretary has to issue orders, circulars, directives to the departmental heads. In a company, there are the various departmental heads are there, such as finance department, finance manager, marketing department, the head is a marketing manager. Now it is a purchase department, the head is a purchase manager. The human resource department, the head is a HR manager. Likewise, there are the various departments are there. Now the company secretary has to issue the orders, circulars, directives to all the departmental heads on behalf of the board of directors of the company. The next one, the company secretary has to carry out the decisions of the board of directors. Board of directors are the brain of the company. They can take the decisions, they can formulate the plans and policies. All those decisions, plans, policies has to be implemented by the company secretary, has to be executed by the company secretary. Therefore, it is the duty of a company secretary to see that whatever the orders given by the board of directors, decisions taken by the board of directors should be carried out, should be implemented, should be executed. The next one, company secretary has to negotiate with the third parties on behalf of the company and staff towards the management. The company secretary acts as a liaison officer or a connecting officer, and he acts as a negotiator. Whenever the disputes arises on behalf of the company secretary negotiate with the office staff. Next, the company secretary has to maintain a good relation with the management and the office staff. Here the management is nothing but the board of directors. Now office staff are the subordinates of the company secretary. Therefore, it is the duty of a company secretary has to maintain a good relationship with the management, that is the board of director and the office staff. The next one, the company secretary has to convey all the decisions, policies, orders to the office staff which are taken by the board of directors. The company secretary act as a conveyor, act as a liaison officer, connecting officer. Therefore, the company secretary has to pass us all the decisions, policies, orders of a board of directors to the office staff. The next one, the company secretary also act as a public relation officer. Public relation officer means here the company secretary act as a public relation officer between the company and the others, third parties. Whenever the third party, both internal and external, internal such as the shareholders, external like the debenture holders, creditors, government agencies, require any information, then the company secretary acting as a public relation officer, he can provide all the information, he can give all the clarifications, he can clarify all the doubts which has arises. That is why he is called considered as a public relation officers. Thus, these are the duties of a company secretary in relation to the office and office staff. The next head is the duties of a company secretary before and after incorporation. Yes, the before incorporation, there are the 4 stages for a formation of a public company: promotion, incorporation or registration, capital subscription, and commencement of business. And there are the 2 stages for the formation of a private company, such as now it is the promotion and incorporation of a company. Then immediately a private company can commence the business immediately after the incorporation. Therefore, incorporation is the most important stage in the life of the company. Therefore, under duties of a company secretary during incorporation stage, we are classified into the duties before incorporation and duties after incorporation. Now comes to the duties before incorporation. Duties of a company secretary before incorporations are as follows. First one, the company secretary has to attend the promoters meeting, prepare the minutes of the promoters meeting, and help them for the preparation of memorandum of association, articles of association, prospectus, and other documents required for the registration of a company. The next one, the company secretary has to get the memorandum of association, article of association of the company prepared, corrected, approved, and printed, because without these documents the company is not possible to register, incorporate. Therefore, the company secretary make arrangement that as early as possible, according to the rules and regulations, the memorandum and articles of association should be prepared. The next one, to submit a copy of memorandum and articles of association and prospectus of the company with the registrar of the company. The company secretary duty is to file a copy of memorandum, articles, and prospectus of the company with the registrar of the company. The next one, the company secretary has to send the registration fees to the company registrar. Now, every registration fees of the company should be transferred to the registrar of the company. Therefore, the company secretary has to transfer the registration fees to the company registrar. Next, to obtain the license regarding the Companies Act of 1956. Before starting off of the company, if the company is doing the industrial business, they have to obtain the license. Letter of intent they have to obtain. Now, any kind of the business, the license is required. Now, the company secretary has to see that now the company has to obtain the license according to the Companies Act. Next one, now to obtain the company name from the company registrar. Now it is the duty of a company secretary to get the proposed name approved from the registrar of the company before the registration of a company. Before the registration, he has to select, finalize the few names of the company and send it for the approval. If the name is available, then the company secretary will approve the name. If the name is not available, that is, if the proposed name is already selected and registered by a company under the Companies Act, then in that situation the registrar will suggest any other name. Therefore, the company secretary has to obtain the license from the company under the Companies Act and approve the name of the company with the registrar of the companies. The next one. Now the duty is after the incorporation of the company. The duty is after the incorporation. Yes, after the incorporation of the company, the private company can commence the business. A public company can commence only the business after obtaining the commencement of business certificate. The most important duties of a company secretary after the incorporation are as follows: to obtain the certificate of commencement of business in case of public company. Just now we have discussed that a public company has to obtain the certificate of commencement of business for the starting of the business, but a private company, immediately after the incorporation, it commences the business. Therefore, now they have to obtain the certificate of commencement of business, and the company secretary has to see that now all the formalities for obtaining the commencement of business certificate is duly complied. The next one, the company secretary has to arrange the statutory meeting. Now the meeting with the shareholders, meeting with the directors of the company for the following reasons: appointment of the auditors, bankers, employees, etc., appointment of the chairman of the meeting, fixation of the quorum of the meeting. Now the secretary has to fix the quorum. What will be the minimum number of persons required to attend the meeting, to start the meeting? That physical presence is called as a quorum. The next one, he has to look after the work of the share application, allotment, call, transfer and transmission of the shares, and even forfeiture of the share. He has to give the information to the registrar regarding the place of registered office of the company. The company secretary has to give the information to the registrar regarding the place of the registered office of the company where the office is registered or incorporated. The next one, the company secretary has to see that the name of the company should be faced to all the registered office of the company. The name plate should be fixed outside the registered office of the company. Yes, these are all the duties of the company secretary before the incorporation and after the incorporation. The next one. Now the functions and duties of a company secretary relating to the meeting. Relating to the meeting, we can classify the duties and functions as follows: duties before the meeting, duties at the meeting, Duties after the meeting. Duties before the meeting. The company secretary ensure the provisions are complied in conducting of the meeting. There are the various essential provisions are there, essentials of a valid meeting are there. The company secretary has to ensure that all the provisions are duly complied for the conducting of the meeting. The next one, the company secretary has to ensure that every meeting is duly convened and properly constituted. Now, according to the rule, according to the chairman approval only, the duty is the meeting is conducting. The next, it is the duty of the company secretary to fix the date, time of the meeting in consultation with the chairman of the meeting. The next one, the company secretary has to prepare the notice of the meeting, agenda of the meeting in the consultation with the chairman of the meeting. Thereafter, the secretary has to make the correction in the notice and the agenda of the meeting, if any, suggested by the chairman. And the next one, after preparing the meeting notice and agenda, the secretary send the notice of the meeting along with the agenda within the prescribed time limit which is mentioned in the Companies Act. The next, the company secretary issue the invitation letter to the solicitors, editors who are required to attend the company. Whoever may be the parties who are required to attend the companies, to those parties, to those persons, the company secretary has to send the invitation letter for the attending of the meeting. The next one, the company secretary keep ready the periodical financial statements, the statement of transfer and transmission of shares, passbook, and all other necessary documents open for inspections in the meeting. The next, the secretary has to arrange the sitting arrangement for the holding of the meeting. Yes, these are all the duties of a company secretary before the conducting of the meeting. The next one, the duties of the company secretary at the meeting, during the meeting. During the running of the meeting, the company secretary has to perform the following duties, non-statutory duties. The first one, obtain the attendance at the meeting of the attendees. Now he has to obtain the attendance of the attendees. The persons who are attending the meeting are called as the attendees. It is a duty of the company secretary has to obtain the attendance of the attendees who are attending the meeting. The next one, the company secretary has to obtain the signature of attendees present in the meeting. Next, the company secretary has to identify whether the quorum, here the quorum is nothing but minimum number of persons required for the starting or in the running of the meeting. The company secretary has to see that whether the quorum is there or not according to the articles of association of the company. If quorum is present, then the company secretary continue the meeting and read the notice of the meeting. On the other hand, if the quorum is not present as per the articles of the company, then in such a situation, with the consultation of the chairman of the meeting, the company secretary has to postpone the meeting. The next, when the meeting quorum is present, the company secretary is now read out the notice of the meeting and he can continue the meeting. When the meeting is continue, in that situation he get the minutes of the previous meeting approved and signed by the chairman of the meeting. The next one, he has to assist the chairman in the conducting of the meeting. The next one, the secretary has to take down the notes of the proceedings of the meeting. Yes, these are the duties of a company secretary during or at the meeting. The next one, after the meeting. The duties of the company secretary after the meeting are as follows. Prepare minutes from his notes immediately after the meeting and enter the same in a minute book. After the meeting, he has to prepare the minutes from the proceedings or the notes of the meeting, and he has to record it in the minute book also. The next, he has to carry out the resolutions and instructions issued to him. In the meeting, any decisions, any resolutions, now he has to see that all the resolution is implemented. All the resolution and instruction given in the meeting is properly executed. Then last one, file a copy of necessary documents of the meeting with the registrar of the meeting. Now there is one registrar is there. He is the authority, superior authority for the controlling of the company affairs. Therefore, the company secretary has to file the necessary documents within the prescribed period of time of the meeting with the registrar of the companies. As these are all the certain informations regarding the functions and duties of a company secretary. Now the company secretary duties are classified into the two heads. The duties, statutory duties and non-statutory duties. Statutory duties means according to the law. Non-statutory duties which are not specified in any law. Now the non-statutory duties once again subdivided as, now the duties in relation to board of directors, duties in relation to shareholders. Now in this session we discuss the duties in relation to office and staff. Next, the duties in relation to before and after the incorporation of the company. And the last one, the duties in relation to the meeting. Before the meeting, at the meeting and after the meeting. I hope you understand this session. Therefore comes to the next concept of this session is a multiple choice question. Comes to the first question, which one of the following statement regarding the duties and responsibility of the company secretary is correct? Option A company secretary does not have an access to the books of accounts of a company. Option B, the remuneration of a company secretary is taken into account for the purpose of calculating the overall managerial remuneration under section 198 of the Companies Act. Option 3, a company secretary is liable for any misstatement made in the prospectus. Option 4, the company secretary is responsible for signing of various returns, documents, statement and filing of the same with the registrar of the companies. Yes, my dear students, among this option, which is correct? Yes, no doubt it is the option D. Okay, then comes to the next one. Now, which one is not the duties of a company secretary relating to the office organization? To obtain the license to the Companies Act of 1956, to organize, supervise and coordinate the office work of the company, to supervise and use the time and labor saving devices, to supervise the activities of the various departments. Yes, what is the answer? Yes, it is the option A. To obtain the license according to the Companies Act is not the secretarial duties relating to the office organization. But in relation to the other concept, it is true, it is the duty. But in relation to the office organization, it is not true. Do you understand this? The next one. Now, company secretary helps to the preparation of the prospectus. Whether it is true or false? Yes, it is true. The company secretary has to help in the preparation of the prospectus of the company. The next one, the recruitment, training, development, progress, promotion, etc. of the employees of the organization, duty of a company secretary. Are you agree or disagree with this? Yes, it is agree. The company secretary duty is in relation to the office staff, in relation to the office subordinate, is that he has to recruit, train, develop, progress and promotion, transfer, transmission, etc. has to be looked after by the company secretary only. Therefore, option A is correct. The next one, the company secretary will not attend the promoters meeting before the registration of the company. Whether it is true or false? Yes, it is no doubt it is a false, because the company secretary has to be appointed by the promoters as a first secretary of the company, pro tem secretary of the company. Therefore, the company secretary has to attend the promoters meeting before the incorporation of the incorporation of the company. Therefore, this is the false, B, option B. Next, after the registration of the company secretary will get printed copy of memorandum of association and articles of association. Now, the option is A is true, option B is false. What is the answer? Answer is option B, false, because not after the incorporation but before the incorporation of the company, now the company secretary has to print the memorandum and article of association and submit a copy of memorandum and articles of association with the registrar of the company. The next one, the company registrar obtain the company name from the company registrar before the incorporation of the company. Are you agree or disagree with this? Yes, it is agree, because the company secretary has to obtain the company name from the company registrar before the incorporation of the company. Now, the next question is, now company secretary arrange the statutory meeting of the directors after the incorporation. For which reason? Appointment of auditors, bankers, solicitor, etc. Appointment of the chairman, fixation of the quorum, all of this. What is the answer? The answer is D, all of this. The next question is, now whether this statement is true or false. The duties of company secretary under Income Tax Act, he has to deduct the TDS from the dividend, interest, taxable income from the employer's salary. Whether it is true or false? Yes, it is true, because the company secretary has to deduct the TDS. The next and the last question is, after obtaining the certificate of commencement of business, the public company can start the business. Are you agree or disagree? Yes, it is agree. Therefore, now these are the various multiple choice questions of this session. After this session, now outcome of the sessions are as follows. The students can know the duties and responsibilities of a company secretary. The students has to analyze and apply the provision of the company law regarding the duties and functions of the company secretary. Yes, that's all, my dear students. I hope you can understand the concept of the company secretary detailing. Thank you. Goodbye till the next session.